Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to another live listing show. Let's fix the lighting. There we go. Hope you had a wonderful week. Great to see everyone. We will be listing some print ads tonight. Surprise, surprise. But I hope you guys enjoy the show as much as I enjoy doing it. Going to try to get, I think it's 20 ads tonight is what I have set up, scanned, ready to roll. We'll get into details on the magazine in just a moment. Just wanted to say hi. I saw a couple of comments when I was setting up. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Happy Friday. Hey, Diane, how are you? Welcome aboard. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, we have an issue of Life, another surprise, huh? Because we have lots of Life magazines from 1962. Same time of year as last week, October. I don't know. It's not intentional. I just pick out a magazine, and we have another fall, October, Halloween time frame to work with, which is nice. It's provides some pretty cool ads, and hopefully you guys all agree with that. So hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a good week. Again, for anybody who might be accustomed to the old schedule, which will resume probably in October, we're going to do the once a week live thing Friday nights. Most of the time, it'll probably be live listing. Maybe there'll be some other opportunities to just kind of chat and hang out. It is officially summertime, and I know a lot of people are out on Friday nights, so we'll see who shows up, who doesn't. Sorry about this green screen thing. There we go. You see that haze over my head. That's not a good thing. But you can see I'm sitting in the bar. Oh, don't I wish? Tomorrow night, I'm excited. My wife and I are going to go out with some friends and get some dinner and might actually partake in a drought beer or 5. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow night. But until then, we got work to do. We got stuff to list. I had a okay week sales-wise on this store, the ephemera stuff. You know, sold some print ads, sold some postcards. That's what it's all about. Nothing crazy, unfortunately, but, you know, 'tis the season, right? So just keep listing. That's my philosophy. I know a lot of other YouTube folks that do reselling kind of say the same thing, right? You know, the question if it comes up, how do you combat summer slowdown? Summer slowdown is, I guess, a fact of life, just as far as the number of eyes on the site is probably diminished from the rest of the year. I don't know that unless you sell something very specific to a season, you know, hopefully you won't have that dramatic a slide, but as long as you keep listing, that's the way I combat it anyway. To answer my own question that I've gotten before, just keep listing, just keep putting up quality items. And, you know, if you want to entice people that are online, despite the nice weather, you know, maybe you run a markdown sale. I just actually started a markdown 20% off on the print ads, got a couple of sales by virtue of that yesterday, and I just set it up yesterday. So that's cool. As always, when you run sales, or at least when I run sales, you guys can let me know if it's the same for you. But whenever I run a markdown sale, it's always good to get a couple of direct sales as a result of the markdown. But more often than not, I just get a fistful of new opportunities to send offers out. So that's why you want to have some wiggle room in your pricing, whether it's ads, postcards, anything online, anything you're selling on eBay or any other site. You know, try to provide some wiggle room so you have that flexibility when times are a little slower. You want to entice people. You still make a nice profit. You get your stuff moving, and try to avoid stuff just kind of accumulating in piles, virtual or otherwise. So anyway, welcome aboard. Hey, Eve, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Good to have you. And Enzo's here. What's up, Enzo? Hey, the Fonz. Great show, man. Great show from childhood. The original 70s. They jumped the shark literally in that episode, hence the term. But up to that point, it was a pretty cool show. I think you guys would agree. Mike just went through 41 Life check-in for bangers. Not sure what that means. Little clarification would be appreciated, man. Doing well, Eve. Thanks for coming in. Sparse crowd tonight, and that's okay. I figured Friday in summertime, but let us get rolling. Feel free to make yourself comfortable. Get a libation of some sort. I choose the finest Deer Park spring water we could find. But cheers. Have whatever you'd like. You know, a meal, a snack, kick back. If you want to help out with some suggestions on these ads, I'm always wide open for that. Hope you guys partake in that opportunity. It's a good learning opportunity for everybody. We all kind of learn something by virtue of doing these shows. Look through a 1941 Life magazine looking for good ads. Oh, okay, cool, very good. Yeah, you're gonna find lots of them. 1941 Life magazine, man. That's my favorite time period. So hope you guys enjoy. Let's just start the process of getting some listings up. Let me get rid of a couple of screens before we share. Like I have my Facebook up for some reason because some people were writing me. Want to get rid of that. And then we will commence a listing show. So welcome aboard. Happy Friday. Share a screen or two. Get things rocking and rolling. Oh, let me take down my banner really quick just for ease of visibility. Share the screen. Get the banner down. Thusly. All right, and away we go. Share the screen. Go down there. All right, let us pull up my giraffes. And you can see, I'll show you the details just in a second. I have a scan ready to roll, but we are working with tonight number 216 in the Life magazine. 216 Life magazines have been shredded and ads taken out of them so far. October 62, same dimensions, 14 by 10. So let's rock and roll. 708 on the East Coast. Let's roll. First off, we always start off with a relatively easy one, and this is no exception. In fact, I think we had a Johnny Walker, I'm almost positive we did last week as well. So Johnny Walker Red, I think, is our candidate. Yep, red label. There is a distillery section. If we click on this, you'll see Johnny Walker has its own section, which makes it nice. It fills out a couple of specific stores, too. I'm going to put this into the beverage category in my store. Like that. All righty. The brand is Johnny Walker. This is a print ad. 62. So, okay, that's it for the additional specifics. We have our required in there. So, kind of a typical basic looking ad. Here's the pool of ads we're going to work with. You get a little preview there, but let's blow this one up to see what we can use as far as keywords are concerned. You'll be glad you said Johnny Walker Red. So we're going to put Scotch whiskey in there. Notice the lack of an E. We talked about that too, the British or Canadian, I guess, version versus American. Something I wasn't aware of until last week. Two different types of glasses. On the rocks is a term I like to use once in a while, so we'll probably use that. So let's just get the basics. Scotch whiskey. And I guess we'll stay with the, I had a habit, I kind of throw an E in there. Wrong or not, I'm just kind of used to that. On the rocks, glasses, on the rocks. Anything else anybody can see that maybe makes this one unique? There's a cork there, I guess. It's like a mushroom, but it's not. It's a cork. Maybe we'll do that. Notice the opening up there. I'm a big fan. I don't know if anybody's aware of that. If anybody wants to ever get me a gift in the booze category, big fan of Johnny Walker Red. So feel free. I'll give you an address to send it. All righty. That's pretty much it for this first ad. Let's just get it listed. And I am running a sale. So you'll see when I first put it in, I have, let's go back to my normal pricing. It takes a few minutes, but it automatically kicks in and puts the sale price. So it's 20% off of that price. In there, list, one down. What's up, DePage? How you doing? Welcome aboard, man. Great to have you. So another cool video. Was that your daughter you were playing with? Looked like you were playing with a young girl, playing some guitar. It's good stuff. Great to have you. Alrighty, I don't remember. I should remember because I just scanned them a little while ago, but I don't remember if we have any more liquor ads. But if we do, I'd like to try to get that next. And sure enough, there it is. Knew we had another one. Whiskey is delicious, it says, when it's Calvert. So here we go. We'll put some Calvert. And notice we have an E in there with the spelling. I always think that's pretty interesting. Whiskey. Or as we should probably say, whiskey. I don't know if Calvert has its own now. So we'll go to other distillery ads in this case. We'll just change the brand from Johnny Walker to Calvert. And the rest should pretty much be the same. Throw in print ad, which for some reason is not retained, much to my chagrin. All right, Calvert whiskey. Got a little more variety in this one. I put some oranges in there or something, right? Taste what you've been missing. That might be our tagline we're going to use right there. There's an aggressive little glass of whiskey. You have kind of a martini glass there. You have a proper, it almost looks like a Coke. Then you got the orange rind and the orange in this one. Geo's Treasure. Hello, Jiminy. Love your videos. Thank you very much, man. Or woman. I'm sorry. I'm not sure which you are, but welcome aboard. I appreciate you coming in, and thank you for watching the videos. This is a live show. We're going to do some listing tonight. Missy, glad to finally make a live instead of watching after the fact. Well, great to have you, Missy. Thanks for coming in. I tried to put up pretty much, we talked about this a little earlier, but I just want to reiterate for anybody who might be coming in. Pretty much Friday night's going to be the move until October. If by some chance I have a show, everybody knows I play in the Beatle band. So if I have a show on a Friday or if I'm traveling on a Friday, I'll try to move it to a Monday. If for whatever reason I'm playing on both of those days, I'll probably do a Tuesday. That seems to be the only other day of the week that's kind of free. You're not stepping on toes with other friends in the reselling community. So that's going to be the move. Friday nights, 7 o'clock, listing/chat shows for the summertime until probably early October or so. So check out. I always try to post, well in advance. So I appreciate you coming in. Hopefully that advance notice got you in tonight, Missy. I appreciate it. A dude. Okay. What's up, Gio? Thank you for coming in, man. So we got a little swig of some kind of, I don't know what that is, a twig or something. So really, we just have kind of like a frosty glass, maybe. Taste what you've been missing. The whiskey you'll remember with pleasure. Yada, yada, yada. Of course, everything's always the best, right? Today's Calvert Reserve. We'll put Reserve in there. American blended whiskey. So we could throw that in. You can see for this specific ad, we're kind of hurting for keywords. So we're going to put American... what was the other word? My goodness, I already lost it. Oh, Calvert Reserve. Let's put Calvert Reserve. In fact, I might put it all in front. Reserve American whiskey. And then we'll just kind of speak to something that's in the image that might draw people in. Again, on the rocks. Glasses. Orange. DePage just sold a 70s Bazooka gift catalog for $84. If anybody has any. I don't have one handy, man, but I'm very happy to hear that you just sold one. That's pretty cool. Yeah, DePage is a big player in the ephemera arena and has some good stuff out there. I've seen DePage's stuff on Whatnot, I believe, right? Was where we originally found each other. But that's really cool. What a great item to sell. A Bazooka gift catalog. $84 is big bucks, too. For a stupid piece of paper, as Popeye would say. All right, so there we go. Calvert Reserve is in the books. Got the specifics all filled out, right? Boom, 2 down, 18 to go. At this rate, we'll be done in about 20 minutes, and we'll be saying happy weekend. But we'll see what happens. See if anybody else pops in. And please, again, let me know if you have any questions or any comments or thoughts about the specific ads, or if you have any questions about processes. I'm here for everybody. If you'd like to teach me something, please do. God, I could use some information to learn something new. I'm always a fan of that. Any suggestions, any critiques, wide open to all that stuff. All right, there's the 2 booze ads. Oh, we got another one. Thank God. Thank God for the booze. Miller High Life. Actually, a pretty tasty beer for a generic beer like that. Pretty good. Not a terrible tasting beer. Beer just has a generic category called beer. It doesn't have any like Budweiser, Miller, Heineken. They're not referenced from a product perspective, but it's just basically the Breweriana, I think. Try to say that 5 times fast. Breweriana category vis-a-vis beer. So we'll see that right now. See, Breweriana beer. Go Miller is the brand. Boom. Makes it simple. Look at that. There's like nothing else to fill in. Really simple. Yes, the Bazooka catalogs have been undervalued. Raise those prices. There you go. If anybody got one, get it up. List it high. I think we got a Beagle here. If Dawn Wright pops in, we'll get clarification. I bet my bottom dollar that's a Beagle, though. So you have like an old ship model there. It's kind of several nice things to pull out from this one. You got a mantle, like some cool keywords for once. Let's take a look. Not at that one, though. Let's look at the beer ad. Popular Mechanics. What's your thoughts on ads from Popular Mechanics magazines, early 50s? Geo's Treasure, I don't know if you're brand new. You said you've seen some videos, but it comes up a lot on live shows. Honest to goodness, this is the right answer for me anyway. Any magazine will do. Any magazine out there that has advertising in it, I'm all for it. I will take out ads from any magazine. something as broad as, Life magazine, something as scaled down, sort of like a Popular Mechanics, or something that's kind of tied to a specific product. I've often referenced the equestrian magazines that we came across. We have tons of equestrian magazines. So the ads in those magazines, 99.9% of them are not going to be a Miller ad or an ad for Kellogg's cornflakes. It's going to be tied to horses and stuff like that. But again, there are collectors for that material. So I am a huge fan. I will absolutely get ads from any magazine out there. Anything that has advertising, I'm all for it. Popular Mechanics absolutely meets my criteria. Enjoy life with a Miller High Life. That's what I'm saying. Same good taste everywhere because it's brewed only in Milwaukee. That's a nice looking glass right there, isn't that? So we got popcorn, we got a Beagle, we got a mantle. We got a fireplace. Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, thank you, sir. Please do hit that like button if you have a second, folks. I'd appreciate it. And so would YouTube. Red stockings, maybe we'll throw in. I don't know if that's a keyword. It's kind of a weird outfit, actually. But who are we to cast judgment, right? The sock cuddy up there, I don't know what that is, but that's an old-time ship, wooden ship. If anybody has a cool word to use for this ship, wooden ship, I'd appreciate it. Maybe we could come up with something a little more creative. So basically, we're going to put, first and foremost, I'm going to put a Beagle because there are a lot of collectors of dog stuff. So if you put down the breed of a dog, anybody who collects Beagle stuff is going to find our ad pretty quickly because it's fairly upfront, short of the name of the product and what the product is, right, which is Miller High Life print ad. Wooden ship, I guess we'll put. Maybe model. What's up, Mark? How you doing, man? Welcome aboard. SM Postcards. Got to check out his videos and his YouTube channel. Great to see you. I hope you're doing well, Mark. We are listing print ads. What a surprise, huh? From October of 1962, Life magazine. Ship model, I guess we'll put fireplace. I guess that's going to be it. I was going to try to get mantle in there. Will that fit? No. Shoot. So I guess fireplace. Good, man. I'm glad to hear. Got your wife out there mowing the lawn or what? She's got to do something, right? Come on. Got to earn a keep. For those who are new, we joke. Mark and I have an ongoing joke. He sends his wife out to do the snow removal in the wintertime, and he sends her out to do mowing of the lawn in spring and summer. So whatever makes a marriage happy, I'm all for that too. All right, so that's a nice looking ad. Very, very pleasant looking advertisement, I think. Let's list it. Let's hope we got some Beagle collectors out there tonight looking for some new material. Because if they sort by new, guess who's going to come right up? Boom. We are. What is that, 3 down already? She's pulling weeds and mulching. There you go. There you go. All right, that's the beer ad. Is that the end of the booze? It might be. I think it is. All right, so we're going to segue because this is going to go pretty quick. I had 20 ads, which I thought would last a while, but they're going down. We're knocking them down really quickly. So either we slow down the pace dramatically or we start just chatting in between listings. But in any event, let's go to food now because there's a bunch of food ads. We'll get them done. This is very interesting. Danish blue cheese. I don't believe there was any brand necessarily. It was just Danish blue cheese. But we'll blow this one up and see if we can find any branding. I don't think there is any, though. You see that? It just says brilliant. The brilliant Danish blue cheese. Which I thought blue was spelled differently like the French one, but Danish blue cheese. Hey, Maria, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for coming in. Dairy will definitely fit the bill here with a cheese ad, and we'll change beverage to food in my store category. Just like that. So this is going to be a little bit unique because there really isn't a brand necessarily. We're just going to put Danish, I guess, is the brand. Print ad. Color is multicolor, 62. Great to see you, Maria. Missy S., do you list every full-page ad out of a magazine or just cherry pick the top ones? I try to get as many ads as I can possibly get from every magazine, Missy. I have a lot of videos about this too, and I'm not pushing off my videos when I'm answering questions, but a lot of it, it's funny. You see repetition and stuff, similar questions, and they're all valid ones, especially if you're new at this. I have lots of videos about, not sleeping on those smaller ads that you'll find in magazines. I think a lot of people have a tendency to do what you stated, cherry pick, try to find the big, colorful, full page stuff and kind of discard the rest. And to those folks, I say, shame on you, because there's a lot of gold in those little tiny, I call them classified ads, those 2" by 2. I just sold a 2" by 2" ad this week, as a matter of fact, from like a 1905 magazine. The short answer is I try to get as much meat off the bone as humanly possible, within reason, on the ads. And sometimes, especially in my early days, way back 3 years ago, when I started doing the print ads, 3 or 4 years ago, I guess at this point, I would sort of neglect those smaller ones. I'd put it to the side. Thank God I didn't throw them out. My wife was smart enough to say, don't throw those out. So she made a system, which I still have in play. Let's say I got, 70% of the magazine. I was able to get what I considered at the time good ads. The rest of it, I kind of put in a bag, and we have a SKU system just like I have. What is this one? L216, right? My wife said, why don't you put them in a bag or something and write L216 on it? And then someday, when you're done with all the actual magazines, you can go back for the scraps and either potentially list them, in a lot of something. I was going to do that on Etsy, like a crafting lot, and just have a bunch of scattered miscellaneous advertising. But then I realized maybe about 2 years ago, about halfway through my process, that there were so many really valuable ads in those smaller, scrap sections that I had sitting in bags uselessly. So I've actually gone back. I've done shows. Most people didn't realize I was doing it, but I was pulling some of the bags from listings I had 3-4 years ago, and I wound up finding all kinds of really good stuff from that. So again, Missy, yes, I try to get every ad I can out of every magazine. If you want to just go ahead, you'll find if a magazine has 100 pages, 200 pages, honestly, you'll get at least 40 ads from that conservatively. So there's so much material to be gathered from any issue of any magazine, pretty much. So yeah, I try to get everything I can. You go into an auction July 4th. They have about 60 original Halloween cards. That is really cool, man. I hope it's good. You're going to have a video, I hope. Yes, shame, shame, shame. Hope you do a video about that, Mark. All right, back to Danish blue cheese, because the crowd is demanding more, right? It's basically a bunch of different uses of Danish blue cheese, different ways to prepare and serve. Right? Let's take a look, see if there's anything interesting. Danish blue cheese is perfect. Oh, who would ever do this, folks? Just that. Who's the person out there that would take what appears to be a nice apple pie and a cup of coffee and then slice up a piece of blue cheese and ruin your pie? Anybody ever seen this? This person needs to be reported. There's something very wrong about this. And I'm a huge fan of cheese, by the way. But time and a place, you know what I mean? It doesn't belong on a piece of apple pie. That I could see. That would be delicious. I could even see that. I could even see this. Ambrosia, there's something you don't hear much about. Exactly, Mark, like a piranha. You need dental records to identify the charred remains of a magazine once I'm done with it. The world's finest blue costs only a few pennies more per pound. So it's basically just different ways, which, again, I'm totally on board with this, with the burger, melting a little bit with the heat of the burger. That's a nice, thick old burger right there. Apples and cheese, fruit and cheese, delicious. You can't go wrong right here. A glass of wine, grapes and cheese. That's the stuff of the gods right there. Just a generic salad. But what is going on with the pie? Come on, somebody get on my side here. We do not put cheese on pie, do we? Blue cheese, of all things. Looks so out of place. Oof. Egads. All right. With that said, let's put ambrosia in there, because how often do you get to write the word ambrosia in a listing? Yeah, it's awful, Mark. Awful. Should be cheddar, says Maria. Piece of cheese on your pie? Come on, apple pie. How about some whipped cream? Whatever happened to that? Hamburger. Salad. Crumble, I think was the word they used. Pie. We'll put apple pie. Craziness. Maria, you're a mad woman putting cheese on an apple pie. I don't understand. Don't understand you people. All right. What is that? Number 4 already? Yeah, blue cheese. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Let's move on from that one. Let's pretend that never happened. But on a serious note, because it's a very unique advertisement I've never seen in all the listings I've done, just Danish blue cheese, period. So let's hope that somebody, for whatever reason, wants to collect something like that. Got to be somebody. There'll always be somebody. Just when you think, in fact, I've come across that many times. I've listed certain ads, or I've, pulled them out of the magazine. I get ready. Sometimes I just pull stuff out of the magazine, and then I want to kind of do a quick audit afterwards. Let's just say, make sure that there's no, rips on it or anything like that. Make sure that they're clean. And sometimes in so doing, I'll grab something like, let's say, this Danish blue cheese and say, who is going to buy? And 9 times out of 10, that's the one that sells first from a pile. So list them all. Somebody will buy everything. Speaking of pie, notice the lack of blue cheese on this one. Ready Whip, come on. Whipped cream. Is Ready Whip 2 words or 1 word? Let's see. It doesn't have an H either. Put some Old Bay on it. What about the covers, asks Eve. Well, I do back covers, if that's what you're asking for advertising. What's up, Charles? How you doing? I just listed a Coca-Cola ad last week because the back cover was in especially good condition. As you might imagine, covers and back covers kind of suffer the most over the years, unless they've been stored really, really well, which in the instance of last week's magazine, it was stored very well. So I'll list the back cover if it's in good condition, certainly, if there's an advertising, especially the inner part of the back cover. Sometimes there'll be an ad on that side and the back cover, and then it's always a game of, all things being equal. If both sides are in decent condition, which ad do I think might sell? Won't be more appealing anyway to people. But yeah, I'll absolutely list the back cover. I haven't listed front covers of any of the magazines, although I have a pile of very, very old magazines, which anybody who's watched the show long enough, when we were doing, turn of the century style stuff, Ladies Home Journal, 1904. I did start just taking the covers off of all those and keeping them on the side because they're so beautiful and they're so old. And I have a stock of maybe 20 of them. And I think I am going to inevitably put a whole lot of those really old, like pre-1910, let's say pre-World War I, let's say, covers, and maybe sell them on a lot for somebody who might find them really beautiful to frame up, as a piece of art. But as far as advertising goes, yeah, I will absolutely use the back cover. And if it's something cool, I'll list it. It's also nice because the paper is a little bit thicker, typically, right on a cover. I think we're going to do it like that. Ready Whip whipped cream. Hopefully that doesn't cause. And that can also stay in dairy. So let's just leave that alone. And all we need to do in this one is change the brand from Danish to Ready Whip. Pumpkin pie. Another pretty basic ad as far as keywords. What else could we add to this? You buy the pie, we'll buy the Ready Whip. So free giveaway. Enzo, what percentage would you, sorry, I have my mouse now, what you guess is a collector versus someone seeing an ad that somehow resonates with them, like name a city? I would assume that the vast majority of people that buy these are collectors, Enzo. There might be a chance, that somebody just happens upon something that they like you said, a city. I've referenced this too in other shows, and it's definitely true because I've gotten messages to this effect from buyers, but there are certain buyers that just they collect things either for a family member or for themselves, like if it has an issue of a magazine from their birthday or their birthday year or their birth month, something like that, or a date that's significant to them, an anniversary, whatever. So I'm sure that's a smaller population. I would bet that the vast majority of people that buy these things, much like postcard people, are actually collectors. That's my 2 cents. I can't prove that necessarily, but I have received feedback and emails and messages on eBay from buyers who say, thank you so much. I've been looking for this. I collect this. I collect that. And almost the word collect is almost used in every one of those correspondence. What's up, Charles? I think I said hello. If I didn't, I apologize. What's up, Charles? How you doing? So free giveaway, pumpkin pie, can. That's about it, right? 4TP, good evening. So it sounds like condition is important. Absolutely. I'm guessing you use the X-Acto knife to remove pages. Will you bother to list less than perfect condition pages? Well, first of all, welcome to the show and thanks for your question. No, I do not use not against using an X-Acto knife, but I have an actual paper trimmer. It's called a Carl paper trimmer. There's actually a link to it down below this video and all my videos if you're interested in checking it out. It's a superb piece of machinery. It just makes a really neat edge cut to anything, any piece of paper. It accommodates, I think, up to 20, 21 inches, something like that. So any ad that I have, I've been able to use that paper cutter, the Carl paper trimmer. I think it's 18 inches actually. So the largest magazine that I've listed so far, I think, is 16, or maybe there was one 17-inch long. So it still fits in the Carl paper trimmer. But that's what I use. Yeah, definitely check it out, man. If you're interested. And again, I say, man, I'm sorry. It's just a matter of speech. If you're a woman, I apologize. But yeah, check it out. It's a really cool piece, a kit, as they say in Britain. I've been using it for about 2 or 3 years. I have never sharpened the blade. And I swear that's true. I have a little hack. Did I do a video on the hack? I saw a video on YouTube about how to sharpen them for nothing, free. And basically, here's the secret. I think I've mentioned this 25 times over the last 3 years. But get a piece of tin foil, aluminum foil, whatever you want to call it. Slide it in just like you would do a piece of paper, and then pass your blade over 2 or 3 times. Razor sharp again. I have never changed that blade, and I use this thing a lot. You know, how many 4,000 something ads I have live now? How many have I sold? You know, how many have I listed in the past? Thousands have passed through that blade successfully. And at the first sign of a little bit of dullness, just use the old tinfoil trick, and the thing will be like new. It's a really, seriously, a very, very good piece of equipment. If you're interested in purchasing it, just click that link below. Speaking of perfect pieces of machinery, call the lazy reseller. What is up, man? How you doing? How are things in Canada? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for checking in. Yes, it's a guillotine, says Mark. I agree. That's what it is. It's a mini guillotine. So welcome aboard, everybody. For those new folks coming in, 1962 Life magazine. I think we got 5 ads done already, something like that, and under a half an hour, as far as, you know, after the initial chat. These are nice, easy, nice kind of layups, kind of run-of-the-mill stuff, but they all sell. They all sell. They don't all sell instantly, but they all sell. Certain people get aggravated when I say that they all sell, but it's just true. I never say they sell tomorrow, although that's happened. It might take 5 years to sell, but they will sell. All right, what are the food products? Do we have any other dairy while we're on a roll with the dairy stuff? Got a couple of soup ads. We've got some Mrs. Butterworth's. Several soup ads, actually. This I already listed, but I'll show you guys just because it's a cool ad. Go to the scans category, right? This is a nice ad. I listed this early because I was excited by it. Curtis Halloween candies. And if you scroll down, we'll take a look. But that in Curtis includes Baby Ruth bar, of course, everybody knows that. Chum gum. Anybody familiar with that? I am not. Safety Pops. Oh, I remember those. Lollipops that like the little, looks like a baby rattle, right? Butterfingers, obviously. Caramel rolls. Not familiar with them, but I'm sure they're yummy. But anyway, that's pretty cool, right? So you get the different kinds of candies under this Curtis candy umbrella. And what do you know, Mark? They're from Chicagoland, home of Pap. But what an awesome, almost like a Peter Pan-ish thing this looks like to me. No tricks if you treat them right. So you got some kids on a broom, trick-or-treating with the various Curtis candy products. You got a mask, you got a broom. I listed this earlier this afternoon when I was doing all of the scans. Just wanted to show everybody because it's a nice looking ad. And Halloween and Christmas all year round. Always sell. That's a handsome looking ad. I like that one. But I've already listed it, so let's get it out of this folder. All right. We're still in food, right? Let's bang out some more food. Let's go to Swanson Frozen Dinners because who doesn't want a Swanson Frozen Dinner? What's the address? I'm sorry, Mark. I just deleted it. What do we got? A free pen giveaway? Yeah. You got a Schaefer's cartridge fountain pen when you buy a lousy tray of terrible, probably tasting turkey with brown gravy. First of all, you put, yeah, I guess brown gravy is good. Should be like a turkey gravy, not a beef gravy. Charles, have we already done the obligatory weather report? No, but it's a very pleasant, very temperate Beautiful day, low 80s, low humidity, absolutely stunning. Blue skies, no clouds. Beautiful early summer day here in the Northeast. Thanks for asking, though. Enzo is pulling out his car now. Carl now. It is a must. Agreed, man. Seriously, it's a great piece of kit. It really is fantastic. And please don't forget, if anybody has that and they start seeing, you could tell obviously if the paper shreds or it doesn't cut all the way through, it means the blade is getting dull. It just happens over time. Use that tinfoil trick. It works really well. Save yourself some money and don't buy some replacement blades. It came with a couple of replacement blades. I've never needed to change it yet. So I'm going to try to get every mile out of this blade, this initial blade from about 4 years ago, probably. All right, Swanson TV dinner is next up. Oh, as my back starts to kill me. Sorry. Swanson TV dinner. Yum, yum. Speaking of tinfoil, television memorabilia, not quite. Other food and beverage, yes. Mark maintains phone systems in the Baby Ruth plant in Chicago. Get out of here, really? Oh, seriously. Yeah, there's your warning from Mark. Don't eat Baby Ruth bars anymore. If you were a fan before, throw them out. I'm sure it's true of everything. Bugs and other products are inevitable. Cha-ching! Did you hear that, folks? A real life cha-ching. What's sold? A CD, Singing with the Birds, that I got for free from my wife. Just sold for a whopping $6. It's just like one of those kind of, what's the word? Like a mood music kind of thing. Just birds in the background. $6. I'll take it. That's a cha-ching, right? All right, TV Dentist, Swanson. Let us get that brand in there, Swanson. If it was an ad, I would have showed everybody, but it's just a CD. But it was free, so I'll take it. Free is a good price. All right, let's take a look at this ad a little more closely and see what we can pull out of it. Well, first of all, you get the free pen giveaway. It's also made by the Campbell's Soup Company. Trust Swanson for the best frozen dinners. I guess we could just put turkey. But I think this is a nice selling point because it's a unique collaboration for sure. Schaefer pen. Schaefer's. So we'll go SC. Shay, right? I'll have to respell it probably. Pen giveaway. Did I actually spell that right? Can't be. I did. A genuine TV brand dinner. Exclusive offer. So we'll go turkey and fried chicken. Turkey, fried chicken. That's 75 characters, right? Look at that. Just like that. July 14th standard envelope. Yeah, a bunch of rates are going up, not just standard envelope. So is our Ground Advantage is going up pretty significantly too, I heard, depending on the weight. Early, right? I thought they usually do it in January, the big tick up in pricing and shipping. Necessary evil, right? If you do calculate it, it's not really an issue. But if you do your own stock shipping, which I do like a fixed rate, might have to modify that if it starts costing me too much money. If the increase is significant enough, I could always modify that in my business policies. Does everybody use business policies that has an eBay store out there? Show of hands. Who uses business policies? More importantly, who doesn't? Who needs help with setting up business policies? I just happen to have a video all about that. If you need a hand with shipping policies and all that good stuff, check out the channel. Just search for business policies. You should be able to pull up the video. Yay, Maria does. She raises her hand proudly. Yeah, they really are a huge time saver, especially if you have, hundreds and definitely if you have thousands of ads. If you want to just, the example I just gave, like my rate for shipping on print ads is currently $4.50. When this change that Mark alludes to goes into effect in the middle of July, if all of a sudden it's costing me $5.50 to ship these ads, guess what? We're going to have to tweak that policy on the print ads, and I could just, with the click of one button, modify 4,000 listings and just change $4.50 to $5.25 or whatever I choose to raise it to. Good evening, Jeff. Welcome aboard, man. Happy to have you. And I know Jeff's a man, so I can say, hey, man. And not worry that I said, oh, is it a man or a woman? Great to have you, Jeff. Welcome aboard. We're doing some ads from October of 1962. We are whizzing through. I think we've done 6 or 7 at this point in less than 45 minutes. Great to have you. Hope you're doing well, Jeff. All right, we're still rocking and rolling with food. Got a bunch of soup ads. I think we have like 3 soup ads. Uncanny. Haha, get it? Uncanny. But let's go. Let's start the soup. What's this boy got that grin on his face? That's not a bowl of Cheerios, folks. That's Lipton beef flavor noodle soup, I think it says. If these old eyes could see. I know it's Lipton. I'm just going to put Lipton soup at first so we can get our category, which is called soup. And then we can tweak the listing, the title a little bit. But let's go into soup, food and beverage. Brand is subject is soup, indeed. Brand is Lipton. Print ad. Okay, cool. Let's take a look what this kid is eating. He looks happy about it. Look at the big teeth coming in. All right. Hey, Mom, how'd you get the noodles round? Beef flavored noodle soup with vegetables. Let's put that stuff in. Beef noodle vegetables. Boy, grin, bowl, spoon, Mom. Always remembering, we are not trying to write coherent sentences. This listing proves it. Just putting in a bunch of keywords that I think people might search for, or that, you know, is a fair description of what the ad contains. I think that's pretty good, right? All I want for Christmas is my tooth front teeth. Those 2 front teeth look about 10 sizes too big for this poor boy. Enzo asks, with a heart in the way so I can't quite see everything, have you ever come across just something photo, not an ad, and listed? Just a photo? In a magazine specifically, Enzo? Because I list photos, proper photos. In a magazine where it's just a picture and that's it, I can't think. I've definitely listed articles that contain photos. In fact, Willie Mays just passed away a week ago or so. And I listed a couple of days ago I think it was like an 8-page article from 1965 when he was on San Francisco Giants when they moved out west. A whole thing about the greatness of Willie Mays. So I listed that, figured it was timely. It was just luck. I just happened upon that magazine and it had this huge article about Willie Mays. So that included photos and stuff. But it wasn't just a photo necessarily. It was an article that contained photos. But I list photos, absolutely. I like to list photos. But from a magazine, I guess if the picture is Queen Elizabeth, you know, if it's something very, very popular, just a picture or something, maybe I would consider doing that. Eve says, great info. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, that looks good to me for this silly little soup ad. What do you guys think? I think that's good enough. Oh. When your back is killing you, reach for the Aleve, folks. With an easy-to-open arthritis cap. It's got to be done. I think we're going to pop a couple of Aleve right now. That's how bad it's gotten. Still recovering from a major surgery back in February, so every once in a while, the Aleve is necessary. Hey, what's up, Steven? How you doing? Welcome aboard, man. Listing magazines from October, ads from a magazine from October of 1962. Hope you're having a good evening. Thanks for coming in. Enzo asks, do I find the postcard process easier, shipping, etc.? Yeah, it's a little bit easier. It's a smaller piece of paper, obviously. Yeah, it's simple. Just the smallness of it versus the magazines, I guess, makes it a little bit easier. But I have pretty good systems in place for both listing and shipping of both of those. Mark is vintage, not antique. Exactly. Exactly. But Enzo, I wasn't trying to skirt the question. Yeah, I don't know that one's really necessarily easier. Postcards are smaller, so I guess it's a little bit quicker. But for me, I have both processes down pretty much the way I like to do them. Yes, vintage, not antique. Not antique until you're 100, so you got plenty of time, man. You're barely halfway there. Has your birthday hit yet, man? You're hitting the big 6-0 this yeah, my God. How's that? Oy, boy, does it go fast. All right, I know we have more soup ads, so I'm going to use the word soup, maintain that. We'll just change the brand out, I guess, if we come across a different brand. There's 2 brands, as a matter of fact, that I have here that I've never heard of. So I would really appreciate it if you guys are familiar with the first one. Let's just do it. Weiler's Soup Mix. Anybody familiar with this brand? Could be a regional thing. Could just be that they're out of business and I've never heard of them. Soup mix, which is almost like that Knorr, K-N-O-R. It looks like the kind of mix that you would put into seasoned dishes and stuff. You'll be 60 and old. You have a twin brother? Get out of here. I think you actually did mention that. That's really cool. Happy early birthday. You'll have to remind me before the clock turns there into decade 7. How's that? How's that make you feel? Hey, man, 60 is the new 59. Don't worry about it. All right, Weiler's Soup Mix. So we're just going to change the brand. Anybody familiar with the brand Weiler's? I am not. I'm sure it's a fine product. Just not familiar with it. And for 10 cents, how could you go wrong? Prime Idaho potatoes. If that's not a keyword, I don't know what is. Idaho potatoes. Look at that. Just like this, half this listing is done without even like opening up the picture. POTA. There we go. Steven says, Weiler's still makes soup. Cool. Yeah, I was curious. Maybe it's a regional thing. I'm just not familiar with it. Potato soup with leek. It's probably tasty as all heck. Ooh, bouillon. I love chicken bouillon. Oh, remind me to tell you a story, everybody, about bouillon cubes. Weiler's still makes soup. Very cool. And Diane knows Weiler's as well. Soup bouillon, and they also make drink mixes. Very cool. Where are you guys from? I know Steven is Ohio. Correct, sir? I don't know if you're from Ohio. I think you live in Ohio, though. Or in that general reason. Is it a Midwest thing? Is it a Southern thing? I have never seen this brand in my life. But look at this. We'll want to try Weiler's chicken noodle, chicken rice, beef noodle, French onion. Big fan, and big fan of mushroom as well. Ohio, says Steven. Yep. Central New York for Diane. Get out. Albany-ish. Very cool. It's a handsome looking logo too. I like that. Has that changed, folks? Does this still look like that, the Weiler's logo? Long Island way, of course, by way of Brooklyn. Bay Ridge, Enzo, where you from? I'm from Staten Island, but I was in Brooklyn all the time in Bay Ridge area. Used to play gigs up and down that strip constantly. Eat very well as well. Near Utica. Very cool, Diane. Sure. Hi, what's going on? Kevin, postcard guy. Welcome to the show. He's got Mark beat by 2 years. Well, this one's for you, Kevin. We got a 62. Are you born in October? October 62 would be 62 years at this point, right? Canarsie. Very cool. And familiar with Weiler's drink mixes. Get out of here. I've been missing out. Enzo, you don't know of this Weiler's stuff, do you? Come on. All right, so we have Idaho potatoes. What else should we put in there? Bouillon. You know I won't spell this right. Bouillon. And then Steven's got Kevin beat. He raises him 2 years. That's hysterical. Bouill. Boy, I was sort of off, wasn't I? Bouill. Bouillon cubes. You met up with Kevin in Florida again this year, and he left his walker in the car. Kevin, are you adjusted to this weather down there now at this point? You've been down over a year, right? For those who don't know, I lived in Florida for like 5 or 6 years. I've been a million times, but I actually lived there for about 5, 6 years. And it's amazing. You can become acclimated really quickly. When you go down on vacation and stuff, especially this time, June, July, August, everybody thinks, oh my God, it's so hot. It's so humid. I can't tell. How do you guys handle it? And after like, especially when you get through one full season like that, you become incredibly acclimated to it. Rain like crazy. That's what it does in Florida, again, especially this time of year. But it usually rains for about 37 seconds and then stops. Loves the weather. The heat has not bothered you at all. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I became used to it. I did miss, I don't know if you agree with me, I missed the change of seasons. I did. But even that wore off after like 2 years. But then I always traveled, so I'd always come back up north and I'd see the leaves and stuff. I just enjoy the change of seasons. But I don't like the harshness of winter anymore. Just I've driven too far and had too many, bad experiences with wintertime driving and weather and stuff in general. I like snow. I think it's pretty. It looks beautiful if you're on a mountain or something like that. But practically speaking, I can't stand it. And especially as we get older, and especially as with my back surgery and stuff, like I cannot fall. I have rods in my back, God forbid. So like this next winter coming up, I'm a little nervous about that. I have to be especially careful not to fall. 7-Eleven, cool. Coming up. All right, so you're a couple of months older than this magazine, Kevin. The pap is different in Florida, yes. But I know Kevin will attest. They have a Wawa, and I don't know if they have it by you in Sarasota, right? Tampa, Sarasota. In Orlando, Wawa, which is like a Jersey, Philadelphia thing that I had never heard of till I moved down here, has somehow made its way into the Orlando vicinity. Actually, while I lived there, I think they came down. Probably like 06, 05. 7-Eleven 62. Yep, so you're a couple of months older than this magazine. All right, this one looks good to me. Guys have any other words we could use potentially? I put bouillon in there. I love bouillon. My story, it's not really anything special, but man, I would get like a thing of bouillon cubes like that, cold winter's day, drop 2 of them in like a big coffee mug, throw it in the microwave, boil it, and then put some like fresh Parmesan and cheese of choice, anything blue cheese, Swiss. Oh my God, just throw that in, put it in the microwave, let the cheese melt, and it's one of the most delicious things on a cold winter's day. The salt content is through the roof, but I am a salt guy. I love me some salt. Not a sweets guy, but God, do I love salt. And the combination of salty soup with cheese is a beautiful thing. So big fan of the bouillon cube. You nodded your head the whole time? It's good stuff, right? Cheap and easy meal. Let me just tell you, what is a 1 bouillon cube net out to cost you? Probably is about 10 cents even nowadays, right? You get a whole meal out of that. So tasty. And of course, you could add whatever you want to it. You could add some noodles or something. Hey, Swan Picker, how you doing, man? Welcome aboard. Welcome to the show. We are listing a beautiful magazine from October of 1962, just a couple of months younger than Kevin, postcard guy, here on eBay. And I think this is like the 6th or 7th. Somebody keep track. I don't remember. 6 or 7 ads we've listed already in the space of under an hour, which is really pretty quick with all the spiel and shtick in between. A good conversation. All right. That's a cool brand that I'm not familiar with, but I'm glad you guys told me that it is still out there. I will look out for it in my travels. All right. And keeping the soup thing alive because we have more soup ads for whatever reason. I think we have at least one more. So let's get to that one. Keep the soup ads coming. Another brand I am not familiar with, so you guys let me know. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Metrocol? Am I familiar with that soup? Metrocal. Maybe Metrocal. Anybody familiar with that? I am not. However, it exists, or it did exist then, so we are going to be listing it. And maybe somebody out there, it's like, I've been dying to find a good Metrocal soup ad for my collection. Let's take a look at this one. There we go. Let's see what kind of soup it is. You have the clam chowder. Big fan. New England clam chowder. Cream of tomato. And split pea with sugar-cured ham. Talk about 3 out of 3, folks. Again, cold winter's day, a nice chilly fall day because it's an October ad, right? Metrocal. And you got the split pea with ham down here featured. It's a Mead Johnson Company brand name for dietary and weight control. So there you go. Calorie, Metrocal. Diet soup made by Mead Johnson. So let's get rolling with this. In fact, I might change the brand to Mead Johnson because that's really the brand. Metrocal is kind of the product name. It's like Nabisco Oreo. If Nabisco makes Oreos, I forgot. Diana's not heard of it. Clam. We'll put diet soup. Clam chowder. Tomato. And split pea bacon. Was replaced by Slim Fast. There you go. Seriously? Slim Fast bought them out? Everybody's heard of Slim Fast. All right. Simple one, right? Not really much else to say. It's a diet soup, which is unique. It's a brand that most likely doesn't exist, so it's been absorbed by Slim Fast. Or if Steven's just saying Slim Fast became the new diet product of choice, that's cool either way. But this is definitely a little, and remember, your physician is your best source of counsel on problems of weight control. Amen. No, but Slim Fast took their market share. Yeah, I gotcha. Actually, so it's tomato cream soup. Okay. This one we're going to jack up just a little bit because it's unique. You know, it's not Campbell's. Let's list it. I think that finishes, believe it or not, the 45th soup ad we've listed tonight. All right. Let's keep it going. We should be able to get rid of soup now. Let's see what's next. More memories on this one we'll talk about. We have, of course, some... Oh, did we do have another soup ad? You got to be kidding me. Look at this, staring us in the face. Red kettle soup. In the immortal words of Michael Corleone, every time I try to get out, they drag me back in. That one's for you, Enzo. Red kettle soup. Nobody watches Godfather 3, so I really shouldn't be quoting from it. But if there was a quote from it, that's it. Red kettle, another soup. Definitely need to take a look at this one. And again, just for fun, if anybody wants to do some research, let me know if Red Kettle still exists as an entity. Makers of soup. Let's see what kind of soup they make, or at least for this advertisement. It just says soup. Oh, it's Campbell's Red Kettle. There you go. Speaking of Campbell's, Red Kettle soup. I don't see any indication of what kind of soup it is. Well, you have a bunch of choices. Try all 8. Chicken noodle, onion, beef, blah, blah, blah. The usual cast of characters. All right, so it's affiliated with Campbell's, so we will change that. Yeah, that's the only quote you need, Enzo. It's a good one, but that's all you need. You don't even have to watch the movie. Just watch that part and you're good. So it's Campbell's. So let us change our brand from Red Kettle to Campbell's. Brand is Campbell's, beautiful. Dry soup mix. That's what we'll go. Dry soup mix. And then we'll just rattle off some flavors. You got your onion, you got your tomato. What else we got? Do we got your tomato? We don't. You got your chicken noodle, you got your vegetable noodle, you got your old-fashioned beef. You got your big fan of cream of mushroom soup, by the way. Big fan. Cream of mushroom soup. Chicken noodle, cream of mushroom, onion. There you go. Good enough for me. All right. Now that we'll finish the soup ads for tonight if there's a God in heaven. Go back to normal on that one. But that is unique. I've never seen like an offshoot of Campbell's like that. Red Kettle. Wonder if they still exist in the soup arena. It is now 8:02 here on the East Coast. Thanks, everybody, for who's hanging out. We're an hour in. Probably go a little bit longer. We might as well try to run these few ads that are left. Run the table and get them all listed. Then I get 20 listings automatically just by doing the show. But I'm going to do a lot more than that. I got to get some more ads up. Tis the season to list. Because once October hits, let me just tell you, be ready to rock and roll. All right, we got car ads. Let's do the Holiday Inn. I love that. That's just a tremendous childhood memory for me. We used to drive all the time from New York down to Florida in the 70s, primarily my family when I was a kid. And my mom, who has still never flown a day, petrified of planes, never flown. So we would always drive to Florida. Her parents moved when they retired, and we used to go down and visit them. And then when Disney World opened, we were down there. I think the next 72 we were there, something like that. One of the first, shortly after it opened, and I was like perfect age to go too. So anyway, we used to drive down, and my dad would split the ride in half. And where would we stay? There was one of two hotels. We'd stay in a Holiday Inn somewhere in like North Carolina, which was about the halfway mark from where I drove from in New York, or Howard Johnson was the other hotel. So that's just a gleeful memory. That sign, which is very unique, and I don't have any idea what it means. It's an incredibly unique bit of signage, and it's still the same. If there's probably still some Holiday Inns out there somewhere, but boy, does this bring back memories. I used to get so excited that we were going to go stay in a hotel. It was a big deal, so that just brings back very fond memories. They say when they removed the great signs, like here was one of the biggest marketing mistakes a company has ever done. Yeah, now it's like Holiday Inn Express and all that, but I love that's an iconic sign to me. It really is. Again, what it is, it looks like, is it like a birthday candle with a star? I don't even know what it represents, but that is just such an instant memory of being a kid and driving down to Florida. So let's get it listed. Holiday Inn. I stay in Holiday Inn Expresses all the time when I'm traveling. That seems to be that and Courtyard by Marriott seem to be the hotels we're always put in when we do shows across the country. Holiday Inn. Hotel Motel. And then I have a travel. What do I have? Travel and leisure. We'll put that in that category of my store. Holiday Inn is our brand, quote unquote. Print ad. Anybody remember Howard Johnson's? They had tremendous ice cream. We used to go to stay in another very unique. It was like an orange building with like a chimney thing on the top. Not chimney, like a little, I forgot what you call it, little thing at the top. Kind of a curved triangular orange building where the hotel was, and they had a really cool restaurant. I thought it was a good restaurant. It was probably junk. Sounds like I was a professional. I am a professional musician before TV. You got it. I am. Yeah, we do a lot of traveling. Holiday Inn. The sign means warm greeting coast to coast. Sign coast to coast. Warm greeting. Let's take a look at the picture, though. There's a lot going on here. You got this dapper Don here with his hat on. Even in 62, they're still dressing like it's 1944. American Express credit cards are honored at all Holiday Inns. Your host from coast to coast. Good food, good service, sensibly priced. They don't say good prices. They say it's sensibly priced. Memphis, Tennessee, Lamar Avenue. Coupon for a free directory of the National System of Holiday Inns. The Nation's Innkeeper. There are keywords popping off of this page left and right. You got an airplane. How do we not put the jet? Big old jet airliner. That's got to be indicated. That's got to be notated. Year-round air conditioning, swimming pool, free advance reservations, telephone in every room, meeting facilities for the kiddies, 12 and under are free, babysitters, house physicians, wow, appetizing food served, free ice, valet and laundry service. Man, you get they rolled out the red carpet fee at the Holiday Inn in 1962. Let me just tell you, coffee host service and mini inns, free kennels for the dogs, television, oil tile baths. Who needs a home? You can just live in a coast-to-coast warm greeting Holiday Inn of America. Who needs a home? Airplane is up in the sky. Travel. Sounds good. What kind of music? I do a Beatlemania. It's a Broadway traveling. What's the word we use? Touring cast of Beatlemania. So we do the Beatles show, like a Broadway show. That looks good for that one. Just again, very fond memories of that sign. It just brings back warm and fuzzy memories. I do miss it, certainly. This one goes up a little bit. Just a tad, just a tad. Hey, Dawn, what's going on? How you doing? Oh, my goodness, I hit save draft instead of submit. That's not right. Queen of Canada is here. Welcome aboard. Okay. Create similar. Dawn, if you're just catching up, 1962 Life magazine from October, and we've probably done more than half already. It's been flying by. Ads are dropping like flies. Enzo's a huge fan. Very cool. My favorite period. There's no correct answer to that. It changes like the wind, Enzo. Some days I'm in the mood for certain periods. As we sit here tonight, my favorite album is the White Album. My favorite period as far as like originality and just being on top of the world would probably be from like the fall of 65, which is Rubber Soul time, until they did the 66 tour. So like the fall of 65 through spring of 66 is probably is a cool period. My favorite album is the White Album, which obviously is not from the fall of 65 through spring of 66. But that's cool to know you're a huge fan. Yeah, that puts it mildly for me. All right, the hotel. That's the only hotel ad. Exactly, 4TP. Covers not just all their styles, pretty much covers any genre of music you could imagine, especially at that time. Because they've actually invented their own genres of music, right? You commented ages ago. I'm sorry about that, Dawn. I just saw you. And so did Mark, so touche. All right, a couple of personal care products, as we say in the biz, for these two. Cool fire engine. We got to get that one up. And that's a 2-page, a couple of car ads, AC spark plugs, Mrs. Butterworth's, and a stereo. Where do you want to go, folks? You pick. Buyer's choice. Buyer's choice. Pick an ad, any ad, folks. Let me know what you're interested in seeing, and we will check it out. I am out of water. It's not right. Went through a whole bottle really quickly. Feeling a little parched. What are you guys doing tonight as you watch the show? Is anybody else listening along with me? You guys just kind of relaxing and listening and watching, or both? Let me know what you're doing. You know what I'm doing. No problem, Mark. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate the fun tonight. Happy soon-to-be birthday. We'll definitely catch up, obviously, long before that. But big birthday coming up for Mark. Big hand for Mark. SM Postcards. Go check him out on YouTube. Yeah, Dawn is fooding. Very cool. Enzo was scanning. Very cool, man. What are we scanning, Enzo? What do we got? What magazine do we have? Pick an ad, folks. What ad would you guys like to see next? The first one to vote is probably going to be the winner. You got a choice of a couple of, like, you got a soap and a Clairol ad over here. Listen to real, of course, that's what Kevin does. He lists real photo postcards. Some of the best, I might say. You got a stereo ad, you got Mrs. Butterworth's syrup, and you got a bunch of car ads. Diane picked up 69 Life magazine today, so looking through to see what's listed. Very cool. If you have anything you want to bring up or any questions or thoughts around any of those ads, feel free to put a comment in there. Like I said earlier, Diane, to everybody, any magazine, you're going to find a whole bunch of ads. Mrs. Butterworth for Diane. Missy, taking ad photos. You don't have a large scanner yet. That's okay. So what do you use, Missy? You just use your phone to take the pictures? If so, that's totally fine, or a digital camera or whatever. The only thing I would suggest when you're not scanning anything that's flat, is really try to be aware of, and it's hard to do with a phone or a camera or whatever, but try to keep it as flush, like straight over the image as you can, because if you just like move the camera a little bit, it creates like a skew to the photo, and it's more difficult to crop. That's one of the things I really love about the scan, and probably more than anything else actually, is that it's perfectly straight, in theory anyway. You don't get any of that kind of like warping that you can get just by the subtlest movement with the camera. You know what I mean? Like the front will look closer than the top or something, or it'll be a little bit crooked, which you can obviously fix with a photo editor, but it's just more work. So until the days that you're able to get a scanner, I think it's a great thing to do, is just take pictures. It's totally cool. We'll go Mrs. Butterworth there. That's a good call. Eve says, do I do anything with magazine comics? Sure. I've listed, of all things, Mr. Magoo I've listed Peanut comics, Peanuts, Charles Schultz comics that have been in magazines. Sure. Absolutely. 4TP says you need to get a bigger scanner for those larger. Yeah, and again, I do have a scanner reference down below. I'm not trying to hawk this stuff. It's stuff I use, so I was happy to link that stuff below. I wound up getting whatever the word is called. I forgot what it's called, folks. Well, you could get a little bit of a kickback in theory, even though you never really get much if you use the product. It's like a product link, and I could get a small commission. But long before I got into that program, where I would get a little bit of a commission, I would recommend these tools because I use them all the time, and I really, really love them. So trust me, it's not like a paid endorsement or anything. But I definitely, it's a good, if you're just getting into it, or if you've been doing this for a while and you want some, you're trying to think of ways to maybe, get your game up a little bit or make your productivity increase, then I would suggest trying to check out any and all of those tools that I referenced down below. They're referenced, I think, in every video I do now. I kind of just had to copy and paste and put it on everything. They're all really good products, especially, the scanner is outrageous. Another one I've been using for several years, knocks on wood, had no problems with. The call paper trimmer is outrageously cool. So check out those links. And then I even have links to like the mailers that I use, if you're interested in that, which have served me well for years as well. Miss uses her iPhone on the easel. Okay, that's a good idea. What a great idea. You put it on easel, so then it's flat. Very cool. Yeah, you know what I mean about the weird. Exactly. Like if it's just off a little bit, it's amazing how much that can mess up the image. And then you got to do, magic tricks on the computer with the photo editor, trying to make it look, now, not that you have to. I've seen a lot of people that list ads and stuff, and it's like, Dawn and I have this running joke where like they just put something on a rug on the floor and you see their foot in the picture, and the paper's like this and it's twisted and it's wrinkled. It's like, I can't believe people care that little about the stuff if you're going to take the time to list something, I don't care if it's an ad or anything else, try to make it as presentable as possible, right? It's a very visual platform, eBay. People buy with the image. And if you see a lousy image, it could be the greatest thing in the world, but if it's like a wrinkled mess on the floor, with a red rug and it's on an angle, it's not going to look as good as a nice flat, crisp, clean scan. Oh, you're welcome, 4TP. Absolutely. Yeah, check it out. Yep. Yeah, in the show notes, I recommend a couple scanners. Yep. But that flatbed thing, it's a long story about how I came upon that, but it was basically a couple years of searching for something that was big enough to get a whole piece of paper on one scan. And I found that thing, and the magic term I used was blueprint. I don't know why. I was trying to think of like, what can because like when I would put dimensions in, like scanner I put like flatbed scanner 20 inches or something stupid like that. I couldn't find anything. And when I put blueprint, suddenly the infamous scanner popped up, and I purchased it. It's expensive. I'm not saying it's not. It's very expensive. But if it's something that you want to get into and you have the means to purchase it, it's worth its weight in gold, because it'll save you a lot of time. You'll have perfect, really good scans all the time. And, provided you sell these things with some frequency, you'll make that money back in spades. So it's all about, again, nothing wrong whatsoever with taking a good quality picture with a phone. The phones are amazing nowadays. The phones are better than most cameras were 20 years ago, or less, 10 years ago. So whatever method works for you, just make it as, my theory is you just want to make any product you're trying to sell on eBay or any other platform online, make it as presentable and appealing as you can. So the tools I referenced below help me do that. Hey, Karen, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Hey, Marilyn, welcome aboard to you, too. Thanks for coming in, guys. People coming in a little bit late, but as long as you're here while I'm on, you're on time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ads listed left, excuse me, out of 20. So we listed 12 already. All right, I heard somebody cry out for Mrs. Butterworth. And I say, good call. Mrs. Butterworth's syrup. This is the one where you squeeze the bottle in the commercial and she would giggle, right? And this is, I want to mention this right away. This is one of, I think, 2 ads that I have tonight that aren't a full page. You can see that the width is diminished. So it's still the full 14 inches long, but it's half the width. So I call it a half-page ad. And we're going to go down and modify the dimensions right away so I don't get in trouble. I get an INAD because I have 14 by 10 and it's 14 by 5. So I fix that right away. After I list this, we'll list the other half-page ad, whatever it was, and then I'll go back and I'll switch it back to the full dimensions. You know, you get on a roll sometimes like this and you forget to do those little things. It could come back to bite you. I'm trying to, try to stay focused. See, that's the other one, this stereo ad. So we'll do that one next, just to keep going back and forth. Syrup with real butter in it. Yum, yum, yum. No blue cheese, though. Look at that. There's the American breakfast right there, huh? Golden melted butter and rich mapley taste. Notice they don't say it's maple syrup. They say it's taste. 100% pure cornstarch. No, we have sugar syrup. Yep, corn syrup. Oh, there is 2% maple syrup. How nice. And then 2% butter. A bunch of preservatives, as you do. You never had syrup so good. There's a pancake and syrup category. You see it right here. Boom. We'll definitely put that in there. If ever there's been an ad that should live in the pancake and syrup category, this would be the one. Go back to food. The rest is really simple, folks. This is butter, words. Some automatic words we need to put in this one. And I bet you guys can guess just what those words are. The words will include things like breakfast. Include words like pancakes. When you know how to spell it anyway. I like to throw in flapjacks, which I think is one word. Because in the South, they used to call them flapjacks. Butter. No, we have Mrs. Butterworth, so forget that. What else should we put in there? What else should we put in? Anybody have any other suggestions for another word or two? Buttered syrup, but we have butter in the term with Mrs. Butterworth's. Bacon. Put bacon in there. It's probably good enough. All right, so there's that little half-page Mrs. Butterworth's advertisement. Thank you for the suggestion. Get that one listed, and then we'll do the stereo ad, which is the other half-page one that we have. To Dawn's point last week about she thinks it's funny when certain products like typewriters, stereos, televisions, when they would say something's portable, that was typically like a piece of furniture, like a television. She made a good point last week about how it's funny to see what was once considered portable would now be considered like this really huge thing. And I think this is going to be an example for you, Dawn. A portable stereo is coming up next. General Electric portable stereo. Check this one out. See, it kind of folds together with a handle. Anything with a handle, right, Don? I mean, that really is pretty portable, considering it's a stereo, full with record player and everything. That is pretty portable. It's 2 nifty speakers. The model RP2060. Progress is our most important product. That's a cool little tagline. Trimline portable. So let's throw Trimline in there. Trimline. Portable stereo. I'm just going to put record player, speakers. And that's it. That's 78. You mean it's about as portable as a desktop computer? Yeah, but I mean, all things considered, considering it's a full-blown stereo set, that's not bad, right? But the point was well taken last week. I thought that was funny. And, of course, I forgot to change my category. Let's not put that in pancakes. I'm going to go... electronic ads. Come on, folks. Stereo. I want to get it in a better category than what they're presenting to us. My goodness. We could go radio. That's better. I'll put it in a radio category. GE would be our brand. 62. All right, that's it for that. Let's get out of food. Let's go into music. So my store category. And just like that. List it. All right, we're down to precious few ads left, everyone. Almost 8:30. Been a really quick hour and a half. For me, anyway. Hope it's the same for you guys. Time flies, right? Morning, Marilyn. Or are you saying morning was a keyword for the breakfast ad before? Because that would have been a good answer. All right. I'm going to change to our full size. Let's get this tremendous 2-pager up here. We got to get this one up. You know, Hess trucks famously, Hess gas station would give out the trucks for Christmas time and helicopters and all that other stuff. Well, Texaco was doing this in 62. So let's just get Texaco in there first, and we'll take a look. This is a 2-page ad. This is going to be priced at a premium, but there's Texaco as far as our category. Brand is Texaco. I'm going to put this in automobile, as silly as it sounds, but it's affiliated with. I don't have a proper oil company thing. As long as it has a handle, Marilyn, exactly, it's portable. That's a Dawnism. Front ad. All right, this is a beautiful looking ad. Any young boy, or somebody who used to be a young boy, eyes would light up, when they saw this thing. All right, so down here, I'll just show you what I do for 2-page ads. I put separate pages. And then up in my title, so it's down there, and then in my title, before the word print ad, I put in bold 2-page print ad. And then we price this guy up because it's 2 pieces of paper instead of 1. And it's only right. Actually, it's going to go more than that because it's a really cool fire engine. Boys dig fire engines. Okay. So all that's done. Let's take a look at this picture. Really nice. Looks like it was a early Christmas gift or any time of year for only $3.98. What would this run now? Just having the fire engine. Look at that thing. Real. A water deluge gun can be attached to any garden hose. Wow. Big old steel construction. Come on. Look at this thing. Are you kidding me? Buy it now. Give it later on Happy Birthday or Merry Christmas. See you, Texaco. So we're going to throw on Christmas gift because that's a powerful keyword. That is a handsome looking toy, folks. The Texaco Fire Chief all steel fire engine for $3.98. What a bargain. What a bargain. Toy fire engine Christmas gift. Steel hose. Water, as my wife would say. It's a handsome looking ad. Would you guys agree? Not a cheap piece of plastic. You know what I mean? Not from the boys at Texaco. You get U.S. steel, baby. And you could hook this thing up to a garden hose and have actual fire hose water come out. Why did I not have this? Hey, what's up, Florida Man Jim? How you doing? Howdy to you. We are coming close to wrapping up on the festivities tonight already. We started at 7 with 20 ads. We're down to like 3 or 4 left. But this one I think is beautiful. So I hope this goes to a good home. Somebody will collect that. People dig fire engines and the like. So Godspeed to this one. Boom. All right. Since we're in the car category, let's do some more car ads. Now we want to get rid of our 2-page. Oh, and what did I forget to do that I said I wouldn't forget? Son of a beeswax. I forgot to change the dimensions. I'll have to do that post-show. Don't want to bore you with that, but see this? I left it at 5 inches, and nothing could be further from the truth. So I'm going to have to go back and fix the fire engine ad and put the 10 inches in there. But still a very, very cool ad. All right, so we have, 3 more car ads. Let's go AC spark plugs. Kind of looks like a rocket. AC spark plug. One sold for $300. It still had the box and was pristine. Otherwise, they seem to range from $15 to $60. Really? I just thought that was a beautiful looking toy. My goodness. And to think it's all steel too. Wow. Instead of plastic junk. Spark plugs would be our category. Ah, no, it won't. Because look at this. Look what I just fell right into. Collectibles, transportation, automobilia spark plugs. This is not a spark plug. It's a spark plug advertisement. So let's switch this out because we're going to get some idiot that thinks we're selling 1962 spark plugs to them. I'm going to go advertising automobile. I did that on purpose. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, just to show you folks what not to do. But yeah, you could get bit by that. For those who don't know, be careful when you put print ads in actual, like cigarettes has a category for tobacciana. And I'm tempted sometimes. I used to do it all the time. I put my cigarette ads in the cigarette category. And theoretically, that category is for people selling tobacciana, cigar pieces or pipe pieces or old packs of cigarettes, not for advertising pertaining to cigarettes. So I learned my lesson and just decided to not do that to avoid any grief, potential grief anyway, that somebody thinks, hey, I thought I was getting a pack of cigarettes from 1953 for $14. I try to avoid grief when all possible. Spark plug. I'm going to put in for my model because obviously it's not a car, even though I'm in the car category. But it's something that we can put in for a keyword. Oh, you're very welcome, Eve. Thank you. You got to head out. Pleasure to have you. Thanks for coming in. Add spark to your car's performance. Adds sparks. Oh, sparkle to your car performance. Just like that, we have our keywords. Appreciate you stopping by, Eve. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Is next week with us celebrating 4th of July? I guess so, right? Because 4th of July is Thursday. So is that considered 4th of July weekend? I have a show Sunday. So I'll be fine for Friday night. We could definitely do, if anybody's interested or if everybody's hanging out and doing 4th of July stuff, then I won't bother. You tell me. Maybe we'll do an earlier show next week because that's true. Going to be up against 4th of July weekend, and a lot of people are going to be gone. Except Dawn, because she doesn't care about 4th of July. Nor does Carl. All right, spark plug ad is in the books. All right, do the couple of car ads that are left. Do the Cadillac. And I'll tell you about a cool keyword we could use for this. If everybody thinks about the time period, October 62, which is actually the Cuban Missile Crisis going on right now. There's a term I want to use for these dapper, debonair-looking folks that we're going to use. Cadillac. Canada Day is Monday, so our long weekend is this weekend. Okay, cool. Cadillac. We'll see if they make reference to a model in this one. Anybody have an idea what keyword I might use for this one? That's extremely of the period. O's and R's. And this is for a 63 Cadillac. Remember, we're in 62, so it's the next, around October is, I guess, when they start rolling out the next model year. All right, I don't see any. Does anybody see anything that says like the Fleetwood or whatever? I don't think so. It just says Cadillac, right? Anybody see am I missing a model in there? I don't think so. It just says 63 Cadillac. So we're going to do model year 63. I'm going to put that in. I'm just going to Cadillac again. '63 model. Glamorous fancy pants hoity-toity. I'm going to put Camelot. Camelot. President Kennedy's very short tenure as president was called like kind of the age of Camelot. So it was a combination of like a Breakfast at Tiffany's look with Audrey Hepburn kind of look and Jackie Kennedy's look. Looks like a sedan to DeVille, says Enzo. Speaking of Bay Ridge, you'd see a couple of sedan DeVilles. You'd probably see more Lincoln Continentals, actually. But I'm going to put Camelot in there because it kind of is harkening back to that very fancy, debonair dress, hoity-toity, as Dawn said. The Kennedy year and a half, that's 2 years, I guess, was called Camelot. So I'm going to put that in there. Camelot. Tuxedo dress. Formal wear. Is that one word or two, formal wear? I'm getting that little blue thing that says maybe it should be 2 words. So we'll separate it out. Anything else? Roses. There were missile silos and tracking based on key logo. We used to play in that. Were built for the Cuban crisis. Get out, really? Used to play in the silos? I believe it. 2 words. Thank you, Dawn Wright. Right? I think she had roses in her hand. Yeah, she does. How about bow tie, just for fun? Why not, right? We got the characters. Boom. Nice looking ad right there. We'll make that $14.99. But shit, I just said save for later again, like an idiot. Resume draft. I wish they would highlight list it. Well, they did. I'm the idiot for clicking on. I don't know why I'm clicking. The second time I click save for later. But Camelot's a cool keyword. Anything that's in that very small range from January 61 to November 63, you could use the word Camelot. That's a cool keyword to indicate that period of time. Space age, you'll see a lot. Jet age. All right, we have 1 more car ad and 2 personal care product ads, and we are done. Here we got the Pontiac something. The wide track Pontiac. Let's just change our branding here. Category to Pontiac. All right, everything else is the same, except model is definitely not a Cadillac. The brand new Pontiac Cadillac, just for 63. Again, kind of fancy, kind of Fifth Avenue, Saks Fifth Avenue kind of look. What do we got here, folks? The Catalina. We also have an artist, what looks like just not a monogram. What is it called? Initials. VKAF. White wall tires. Pontiac Motor Division. What is this called? It looks like, yep, Catalina. Another handsome looking vehicle, I must say. Catalina. Let's put that up here as well. Pontiac Catalina. We'll put 63 model year. Once again, same thing as the last one. Shopping, dress, suit. What is she holding? Packages, gifts. It's a nice purse. Gift box. How's that? Gift box, 2 word, Dawn, right? Or 1? Gift box. Yep, 2 words. Socialites. That's a cool word. Looks like a bonobo. Looks like it's a Catalina, per the ad, Kevin. Used to drive a 66 Pontiac. Oh, man, really? That's a pretty cool car. My next door neighbor growing up had a 66 Mustang. It was purple, a dark purple color. It was a beautiful, beautiful car. At the time, it was just, a few years old. Nobody thought anything of it. But, man, I bet you that's worth some money now, 66 Mustang. Van Kaufman and Art Fitzpatrick. Oh, really? Look at you, Dawn. Good job. I like socialites, Marilyn. That's a good word. You had the Catalina and the Bonneville. You think it was larger? Okay. In fact, I like that so much. Let's get rid of dress and suit. Socialites. Not that they could just be regular folk, but I think the word socialite is very cool. I'll still put gift boxes, though. Yeah, the Catalina and the Bonneville. Okay, yep. Kevin said the Bonneville was larger. Handsome looking ad, though. If I don't say so myself. We're in the Pontiac category. Yes, we are. Dimensions are right. I don't want to rush and accidentally make a mistake. All right, that's another one. All right, we're going to finish this show off with a couple of personal care product ads. And for those of you who have been hanging out all night, thank you very much. Please do leave a thumbs up if you haven't had a chance to do so yet. I would really appreciate it. Let YouTube know we exist. It's always a good thing. All right. Let's go mother and child. Does she or doesn't she? Clairol, right? That slogan was out forever. Hair, dye. And we have a category called cosmetics and hair care. And then for my store, we're going to put, I do have a personal care products section, which is where this will live. Personal care products. There we go. Boom. Clairol is our brand. Print ad is our product. 62 is our year. Beautiful. That's all done. Let's take a look at this one, just because I want to see if they have any, sometimes if you look under a photo, it'll say an artist name, or it'll say, if it's a famous model, it would say that. Hair color bath. That's funny. Instead of dye. Cream formula, trademark of Clairol. It's got the stamp of approval from Good Housekeeping. Hair color so natural, only the hairdresser knows for sure. A beautiful photo. Mother, baby, infant. Cream. Infant cream sounds terrible back to back, doesn't it? When I started liking Beatles, their breakup was 10 years earlier, and they seem to 100 years ago. For reference, that's too. Oh, I know. Please, Enzo, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I literally, my whole life, man, I was born towards the middle end of their career, and so I only know of them. And my parents, my mom especially, was a huge fan. So I had the records when they were the White Album, and we had the White Album on 8-track, which is funny, but we had an original White Album and everything after that. Let It Be and Abbey Road, I have originals. But yeah, absolutely. Time, it goes so fast. Marilyn had a 65 Mustang. Very cool. Natural looking, says Dawn. Natural color is what I'm going to put, because it's hair coloring, right? Should we put gray? Because you're washing that gray right out of your hair, right? I'm gonna wash that gray right out of my hair. I could use some of that myself. But seriously, folks. Anything else you guys want to put in there? Kind of ticks all the boxes. Miss Clairol. Ooh. Let's put that in, Miss Clairol. So you get cocky and you just start typing stuff thinking you know what you're doing, and you forget the fact that it's called Miss Clairol. Hair dye, I'm going to put cream because that's what they have in the picture, I believe, right? Natural looking, as Dawn alluded to, cream formula, yeah. Yeah, not a whole lot to say, but the image is beautiful of a mother and a baby. So hopefully that's what sells this one. And then to round up the festivities for this evening, we're going to finish off with an exciting soap ad, which for whatever reason, people like their soap. Lux soap, people love that, the old ones. Because they're really nice ads, the very old stuff, turn of the century stuff. Very ornate, very artistic looking advertising. I do dig that stuff. Mark missed the show. I'm ready to go to bed, man. You're just getting out of probably still eating dinner. Welcome to the show, Mark. Yeah, we started at 7 o'clock, and this is ad number 20 in the books. And that's funny. This is Lux soap. But my, how the times have changed, because look at a Lux soap ad from like 1907 compares with this one. We're going to put health and beauty because there's a distinction here. The other one would be like laundry detergent, something like that. So I want to put this in health and beauty. We'll keep the personal care products. That works for me. Hope you're doing well, Mark. Our brand is Lux. What kind of flower, Dawn? What does she have in her hair? What is that? We like to indicate flowers if we know. Anybody know what that flower is called? Sweating like a hog. It is extremely temperate here. In fact, let's give a gander at the current weather conditions. You guys can see it on the screen. Looking at a beautiful 72 degrees with very low humidity. Look at how low that is. 48%. Winds out of the southeast at 9. Pollen's a little high. But look at this cool, beautiful tomorrow. Gets hot again on Sunday, but then very, very cool, comfortable. Till 4th of July, it gets hot again. But lots of sunny skies. A little chance of showers on Sunday. No big deal. Let's take a look at next Sunday. 90 and sunny. That's my show down in, where the heck are we playing? Oh, we're up in northern New Jersey. That weather forecast will change 45 times between now and July 7th. But until then, at least it looks good. But yeah, beautiful evening here. Stars are out. Moisturizing creamy lather. How's that for a string of keywords? Moisturizing creamy lather. I'll put flowers in hair. Lux, I love you. Anytime you put I love you in a sentence, you probably should do that. Yeah, let's not sweat the details. We're going to go with flowers tonight, Dawn. It's that time of the evening where you just kind of put flower in here. Bubbles, maybe. Sure. I had creamy lather, which is kind of what it says in the text of the ad itself. But I say that's enough for the listing portion. 8:45. So in an hour and 45 minutes, we were able to have a great conversation, field some questions, field some comments, and list 20 spectacular print ads from 1962. That's a nice evening right there. Let's put this back up, which I keep screwing up. Boom. Let's put the banner back up. Oh boy. I know you're all wondering. My back is feeling a little better since I popped the leaves about an hour ago. Thanks for asking. Just kidding. All right, folks. That is going to be the end of tonight's show. Close out this computer. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. If you want to chat for a couple minutes, I could hang out a couple more minutes, but probably should wrap it up pretty shortly. Evening has fallen upon the fair land. I'm probably going to make a cup of tea. For some reason, I got a hankering for a cup of tea. Tomorrow night, my wife and I are going to be going out, heading to a restaurant, sharing some drought beer with some friends. I'm looking forward to that. Yes, you can, sir, Mark. Tomorrow night, I can't wait. We're going to a new place in a town called Wilmington in Delaware, which has Washington's Tavern, something like that. It's supposed to be really good food, good drink. So we'll be hanging out with some friends doing that. I'm looking forward to it very, very much. I thought I shut down this computer, but apparently I didn't. Now it's shut down. Looking forward to that. Weather should be beautiful, which is nice. I think they have outdoor seating. Maybe we'll sit outside for a little bit. If anybody has anything they want to talk about really quick, any questions or concerns or comments or anything else you want to bring up, feel free to. Any big plans for the weekend for anyone? Any sourcing opportunities out there? It's definitely yard sale weather now. I wish we had flea markets by me. Nobody has any flea markets of renown, really, in this area at all. And I'm, you know me, I'm the king of driving. I'll drive 6 hours if I can find a really good place. But I'm sure there's plenty within a 6-mile radius of me. But that's one place, one sort of a venue I wish we had more of in my area would be flea markets. Much more of an estate sale kind of guy, the occasional antique mall, but very, 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 very few, if any, flea markets in my general area. And there's the occasional yard sale now that it is nice out. All right, guys, I guess that's going to be it then. You have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have a great week ahead. Happy 4th of July to those who celebrate. Ha, ha, ha. Next week, Thursday? So we'll see. I'll either do another show next Friday, but that's going to be 4th of July weekend, so probably slim pickings. We'll see. Just look for the channel. Look for your updates. Make sure you have your bell notification icon ticked so that whenever I decide to do the next show next week, you guys will be notified and be ready to rock. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much, guys. Good night.